Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Patch 2.6.2 has gone out to the wider PTU with some more invites going out to First Wave and that sort of jazz. So this is my PTU or test journal going over some of the important changes, improvements and additions as well as performance and balance changes that I've experienced and my kind of experiences in the Persistent Universe, in the PTU and Star Marine and all that sort of jazz. During this patch build and testy bits and bobs. Please remember this is a PTU and for testing, so things get changed for the live build and stuff does get bugged. Firstly, let's go over some of the major additions and improvements. The Buccaneer. The Drake Buccaneer has been added to the game. It's flyable. I actually quite like it. It looks a bit weird from the back, but it is very Drakey. In another video, we'll look at it properly, but it looks like it's going to be competitive with other dogfighters like the Super Hornet and Saber. It's got some quite cool stuff you can do with its mounts. So you can put a size 4 weapon on the top of it, or 2 size 2 weapons. You can mess around with that. It's a little slidey for me at the moment, the way it flies, but it's got some pretty big guns, and it was very fun to fly. I will do a full hangar tour and combat tour with it ASAP. Other changes and improvements. So sprint can no longer be used while stowing or unstowing or swapping weapons. Players should no longer get into matches that have less than half the game time left, which is great because I don't want to start joining a game that's almost done. With 2.6.2, they've also added support for very wide screens, 21:9 screen resolutions, which is pretty cool if you've got those super wide monitors or lots of monitors set up. Star Marine, they've added a plus 25 headshot bonus, which kind of tells you when you've headshot someone effectively, but also gives you a little bonus score. Last Stand scoreboard now shows the number of control points captured. Enemy players attempting to enter a spawn room are now killed in Last Stand. They've also temporarily removed the ability to prone or melee in Star Marine, as there was lots of exploits and it wasn't working as intended, so they're actively trying to work to get those features back in and stop collisions and exploits with them. Last Stand now requires 6 players to start instead of 8. They've been moving a couple of things. They've adjusted the spawn points, as well as moving a Terminal A on Echo 11 upstairs for the Last Stand game mode. There's also adjustments been made to cooking grenades for the audio so that it's more recognisable. And it does feel a lot more responsive with grenades and that sort of stuff as well. So we'll talk about that actually. I'm playing here with a 1080 NVIDIA card there, GeForce, with the latest 378.92 drivers. The responsiveness for me in-game now is very noticeable. There have been some network optimizations that CIG have been working on for the last few patches, and serialized variables and that sort of stuff have started to come in now and get finished off for 2.6.2. So grenades in Star Marine actually leave my hand when I think they're going to. Players are easier to hit. The whole game feels snappier and more responsive. Even in the Persistent Universe, and with dogfighting, it feels sharper. It's kind of stuff that you would expect from a quality of life patch, though. The Megamap. So this is a major addition, effectively, to this. And talking about sharper feeling, the Megamap is now enabled for multiplayer, Arena Commander, and Star Marine maps as well. So it's not in the Persistent Universe at the moment. It's not in the build that I'm playing with the PTU anyway. But it should shortly be in, I expect, hopefully for the live build. The new Megamap basically allows for much quicker loading times. You must have heard loads of the Megamap by now. But the idea is eventually it will entirely or almost entirely eliminate preload so that they can do their object container system where you don't have to have these loading screens. You can just walk around, stuff's loaded in there without you kind of noticing. Balance. So I wasn't sure of any major weapons or stats changes yet. I'll have to wait to the live build really to properly look at them, but I am able to fly and kill targets much more easily again. Weapon convergence and lag pips seem to be working again, or at least working for me again. And whereas 2.6.1 I wasn't really enjoying ship combat much, I am back to finding it fun again in 2.6.2. Lots of the bits and bobs that I had that I really didn't enjoy, that didn't seem to work, look like they've been fixed. I still feel that combat is a bit dumbed down, and that's not a bad thing necessarily, but it is different from what I originally liked from Star Citizen. I do want to see multiple combat styles all being viable rather than the kind of follow chase mechanic of dogfighting kind of just being there. It feels like you have to be very close all of the time to fight now. So they are improving it, and it is a severe improvement for me over 2.6.1 for that flight combat stuff and the way that the combat feels. TrackIR has also been re-enabled and is working with Star Citizen again, but it's not the polished experience yet. It will get fully polished in the future to like a natively supported standard. TrackIR is head tracking for games if you haven't seen it before, and you can use it on your desktop. It's pretty simple. You just like wear little sensors on your head and a camera that tracks them, and it gives you basically an extra tool for combat, for aiming, for immersion. It's basically head movement that controls your eyes, and you can set up for different ways, but you can look around your cockpit and stuff like that. And lots of people see it as a step between wearing a VR headset and looking at your monitor. It's a nice, gives you that kind of level of immersion. And that's kind of it for the 2.6.2 PTU at the moment. It should be going live pretty shortly, looking at it, possibly by Monday, I would expect. Looking at the progress being made on it anyway. It's a solid quality of life patch, and in my opinion, should hopefully get better for the live release. If you do want to get access to the PTUs, then make sure you go on to the Issue Council and report bugs and help confirm bugs and help prioritize bugs. You don't have to discover them. You can help in lots of other ways on the Issue Council as well. And if you do get access to the PTU, make sure you give your feedback. It helps shape the game, helps get stuff fixed quicker. And even if you don't get access to the PTU, once you get the live build, give feedback. If you don't like the flight system, if you don't like the way weapons fire, if you don't like something about the game, say. It's all about balance and getting the game to the way you like it as much as it is for anyone else. So remember, commenting on any of my videos for a given month does give you a chance to win a ship for March. That's an Avenger Titan. And for those of you so inclined, I do have a Patreon to help support the channel and t-shirts with my face on. Now you can wear me. Links below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my more in-depth look at the Buccaneer as well. And I will see you in the verse.